Okay, so I call this Soul Lessons. It's actually the book of life. And I want to start with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change you want the world to be. Ancient people have shared a widespread belief in a celestial book, a tablet, or a library that contains the history of humanity and its soul journey. It includes all the thoughts and actions of every person throughout time. In the Bible, it is called the Book of Life. Egyptians called it Akashic Records, or the Hall of Records. The Akashic Records are not static. It grows and evolves as creation grows and evolves. It not only holds the memory of your life, but interacts with you, stimulating your essence, healing your past, and providing creative inspiration. It permeates your consciousness and inspires your action for enlightenment. Love is the deepest spiritual growth available to mankind and holds the universe together, and it is the substance of the Akashic Records. The emotion love is simply our physical experience of the energy of love. Love itself is the force of the substance of the universe. When we become aware of love as a spiritual force, there's nothing we can't do. Universal consciousness is the interweaving thread or the bridge that joins all forms of human endeavor with all states and forms within the sentient and non-sentient existence. It is the state of being that shows the total flow of love through every fiber of our being and awareness. The new paradigm embraces wisdom and frees us from this four-dimension of space and time that allows us as multidimensional beings whose minds and hearts together create our reality. Everything is unfolding according to the patterns and designs that we're beginning to see and feel, so let go of attachments and allow yourself to be open to new experiences, new ideas and thoughts. All of us need to take individual responsibility for creating balance and harmony by acting with simple kindness. Choose to practice living without fear and anxiety, and be the peace, and open yourself to compassion. We're all children of God, and God sees us as all being equal. We must honor each and everything in our world. When you work with spirit and align from the heart, there's a peace that begins to emanate into your everyday life. You automatically raise your vibrations that transforms your world with knowingness and gratitude for everything, and this allows you to truly walk in the light. Now time, we hear everything about now. Greg Braden wrote about living in the now, okay? So now time is linear and vertical. Both activities require the skill of navigating personal emotions while moving in unity with energy to navigate truth and spirit. This is the presence of God within us. Linear time is that 9 to 5, that job that we have. Vertical time is free of the clock. This is what we do in meditation. A vacation from boundaries up to bliss of timelessness, God's time. Not past, present, or future, but the now. We are each the creators of our lifestyles and its conditions. We create situations that bring us understanding and helps us on our path to enlightenment. Our situations are not brought about by judgments, but by our thoughts and choices. I love to share stories, as I feel they often give you insights that can challenge your thinking, or perhaps inspire you, or even give you that aha that resonates within you. I'm not here to change your thinking, but encourage you to step outside your old ways of thinking and grow in ways you may not have thought about before. Last spring, I needed to take care of John and be close after he went surgery for an arterial blockage. I spent 6 weeks gloriously playing in my garden. I was told by Spirit that I could semi-retire or complete my soul mission here. Well, when challenged, I always step up to the plate. I wasn't sure what or where to look, so I just remained open. I was assisting a friend with her eyesight and necrosis of the feet, and she helped to offer to help me understand astrology in a much simplified form. Well, that didn't work out. Around that time in my daily life, words like soul healing, Akashic records kept popping into the conversation. I got the message. So I went to my personal library of about 800 books and started reading everything and anything relating to Earth's history and our soul. Being an A-type personality, I thrive on a challenge, and Spirit has a wonderful way of assisting and supporting all of my challenges. My research has always been about improving ways to help clients and colleagues move forward mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I've actually put together 3 formulas that the scientist I work with now puts in his catalog and sells in his clinic. Very proud of that one. But I have to tell you, this was all done through the Akashic records and the assistance of those in spirit. I've had access to these records in my work, but I'm honing my skills to get clarity to do this work easier. Well, can't do that for others until I heal my soul. So I want to share some of my latest insights with you. I've often wondered why I have issues in my physical body when an earthquake is about to happen. Depending on the size and location, it can be really unnerving or just a slight annoyance. I'm sure you've heard my story before about the tsunami that hit Japan and how I sat in my chair for 3 days prior crying, knowing something devastating was about to happen, but not what it was. Last week I had a massage. Directly afterwards, I felt like a Mack truck had hit me. I went home and for the next day did not do much. 2 days later, the pain increased and I called to arrange another massage. That day, I went to bed mid-morning with Tylenol for 2.5 hours with a heating pad. I could not pinpoint exactly where the pain was radiating from, so the therapist I called her and she was going to make a house call the next morning, as I was actually incapacitated. I went to bed at 7 p.m. and slept until 4 in the morning. I awoke with no pain. I called my therapist and canceled the appointment, and she said, Alva, I've just sent you an email. Read about the shift from Judith Onley from Sault Ste. Marie. I want to share this with you. We have just experienced another powerful moon that has created emotional release as much as physical pain in the body. Even though it's uncomfortable, know that your body is going through so many levels of purification. At this time, it's hard to delineate where one ends and one begins. Since this session, I think I missed a page, yeah. The best way to manage this is to be really self-nurturing and stay in good vibes, particularly with your own thoughts. Thinking positive thoughts rather than focusing on the physical or emotional pain can shift your energy in the moment. Well, I had an explanation. I also did, a few days before that, I was in a healing meditation. So, some of you do not believe in past lives. I'm not here to tell you have to believe. And some of you will be open to what I'm sharing and others won't. And it's okay, take away what feels proper. I was taken back to a time in the world where it was very peaceful and calm. Man and animal walked the earth together in harmony. We were all vegans eating the great supply of natural grains and fruit. There was much insight, and I won't get into all the details, however, to say that during that life, a meteorite hit our planet, and as I stood in the open savanna-like fields, I could feel the shudder of the impact on the planet. I looked around and everything was in shock. More importantly, I felt the impact on my solar plexus and became aware that since that, I have carried that knowingness at a cellular level. Aha! Now I know why the pains happen when Mother Earth makes another shift. This cataclysmic event caused a panic in the world that was the beginning of fear, of the lack of understanding of what was happening. This was the beginning of many changes on this planet. During this session, I also released a huge yellow ball of light through the solar plexus. I've come to understand this was anger. I've had to work on anger in the past, and with years of contemplation and awareness, I'm much slower to anger, and it's very seldom I get irate. That is that, you know, I keep talking about the onion, peeling it layer by layer. I've done a lot of work on this. I'm slow to anger, but not very nice when it catches up to me. However, there's a calmness that has settled around me since this session, so I know I'm in alignment with what I'm meant to be doing. In another session, I was greeted by Angel Ariel. She took me to the Hall of Records again. Ariel brings a piercing of the veil between the different dimensions, okay, and allows the boundaries to be crossed and the ancient mysteries to be revealed to the seeker of truth. It is necessary to see with the heart and listen to the soul to learn these wonders. She greets me and welcomes me, and behind her were all the lords of the records, acknowledging that I was welcome, and they were there to assist my navigation through the Akashic records. So for those of you that don't know, the lords of the records, there are many of them, and they all have different areas of expertise and will help you guide you through those areas. I did some more personal work in the records. Then during another meditation, I had all my loved ones in spirit before me and acknowledged they would assist in whatever way was necessary for my spiritual growth. So a lot of your patterning, a lot of your traits come from family, and they're there to assist you in the Hall of Records as well. In-laws and outlaws. We all have past experiences that are a treasure trove of gifts. They explain who we have become. They are the keys to removing dysfunctional fears and phobias. Sometimes traumas are linked to past lives. They hold the clues to reactions and root causes of behavior. The past is created by our perception, and by releasing the past with understanding, it allows new choices, such as forgiveness of self and emotions. Then your energy shifts to allow the healing of the soul, allowing you to change your perspective and believe in yourself. How do you know when you're in alignment with your soul's purpose? Well, let me give you a couple of clues. This is what I've discovered. You're going to each find your own way. You have this inner knowing that you're always working towards a greater meaning and purpose. As you reflect back, you can see how everything impacted where you were or are in your life. Relationships, jobs, courses, travel, even passings. You just have to look. Coincidences begin to happen. You start to see patterns of people coming into your life. In my work as a life coach, it was about sharing insights of past lives and patterns that caused life issues. A perfect lead into what I'm doing now. You begin to find books and material that are relevant, that you've been considering reading, and a word or a statement is made that makes you pay attention. This could also be someone sharing information that you're trying to find. Synchronicities. Perhaps someone showing up at the right time. My friend lent me some books on the history of Hawaii and the kahunas. You see, bear with me, sorry. You also see that what you thought was the right course, you will discover the direction is not exactly what you thought it should be. I was working with a friend to understand about astrology, and I was being sidetracked to see if I was paying attention. That's also ego interfering. Rewrote it as obstacles are put in your path to change the direction of what you're doing. Spirit often makes you sick so that you can spend time looking at what you're doing. Food poisoning recently allowed 2 aha moments. I had to withdraw from what I was doing for others. These guideposts you can trust, as it brings a sense of ease of how it moves into place with no effort. You're just simply withdrawn. You can't do it anymore. You feel at peace when everything seems to say you have every reason to be anxious. It may appear as everything else in your life is falling apart, but you have this sense of peace, a huge relief that at least finally you know what you're called to do, or at least heading in the right direction. You find that money flows for all the bills and the things that you need. The monetary struggles of the past seem to disappear. Everything seems to flow. In the meditation with the loved ones, I was shown being in a bank and money flowing towards me continuously. Again, a sign that I'm obviously on track. Wasn't concerned about money. It was just an affirmation that I was on track and this is where I was going. You will feel supported even if you're not clear about what you're supposed to do. Don't worry. If you don't have the courage to trust your inner guidance, people will help you. People will find you and want to share. Perhaps a mentor will show up to assist you. You will know that all is well when you go with the flow. There's that knowingness internally. I can't tell you what to do, but I can encourage you to be open and loving towards everything you do, and Spirit will lead you where you need changes and growth. Power brings with it responsibility, and you must find a proper balance between the intellect and the heart. Knowledge is the true history of our planet. When you surrender thoroughly to your higher purpose and let go with love, you create more space within yourself to align even more to the source or the light. Then you know that you're walking in love and light. Namaste.